Alrighty, boys and girls, it's your boy Wes Nasty, here to give you a quick guide for Shadow Priests. With this guide, it'll be quick, short, simple. It'll just be pretty much what I use for Mythic Plus and things like that, trying to help people out and see where my thought process is with the class and how I like it. So we'll go over the basic abilities of the class. You have Mind Flay. Mind Flay is ability, channel on the target, deals damage, gives you insanity. Shadow of Pain. Dot. Gives you insanity. Does damage over time. Mind Blast. Blast the target. Dealing damage. Cooldown. Devouring Plague. We have to give. Devouring Plague is a new ability / old ability coming back. It literally puts a dot on the target. Heals you for 50% of the damage done. Big dot. Huge damage. Very big, very big. Next important ability is Vampiric Touch. Vampiric Touch does a lot of damage as well. It is one of your biggest damage abilities. Also heals you 50% of the damage done. With that being said, we're going to go into the passives real quick. When you use Mind Blast, Devouring Plague, or Void Eruption, which I didn't go over, Void Eruption will turn you into Void form, increasing damage done, giving you another charge of Mind Blast. Alright? Huge, huge damage things here. And it also just increases damage, like I said. This also turns into Void Bolt. Void Bolt is an ability you cast at the target, just dealing lots of damage, and that also creates a Shadowy Apparition, which is what I'm going to go over now, because I messed that up. I'm sorry. It's my first guide ever, guys. I do apologize. Shadowy Apparitions are shadowy versions of yourself that come off anytime you use Mind Blast, Devouring Plague, or Void Bolt. But your Vampiric Touch must be on the target, okay? So you see that? I just used Mind Blast, no Apparition. There's an Apparition right there. Devouring Plague, Apparition. Look at this. The Apparitions do very good damage. So you can see here, I only used a couple of them. They just do very good damage. Okay. Those are the basic abilities. So yeah, you also have your kick here. You have a stun here, which you can talent. You have Mindbender, which are Shadow Fiend. This is your bread and butter right here, though. Your bread and butter, okay? You got the Vampiric Touch, Mind Flay, Shadow Wear Pain, Mind Blast, Devouring Plague, Void Eruption. Your big abilities, okay? Those are the big ones. But now we'll go into talents, okay? So this is my Mythic Plus setup for AoE. So for fortified weeks, this is what I run. I run Unfurling Darkness, which makes it to where Vampiric Touch, your next one, will be an instacast, dealing extra damage as well. But it does have a cooldown. 15 seconds, okay? I think it's very good, especially running the Misery build. Body and Soul. This talent row is kind of just a filler. You can put in here what you like. These things are good. I normally run Body and Soul because it's just very nice for the extra movement speed. Here, I take Misery. I very, very much like the playstyle of Misery and how it feels in comparison to the other two. Searing Nightmare is also very good for certain dungeons and the way mobs line up. If you're able to just sit there and channel Mindseer and you have Insanity, lots of damage, like huge damage. I just personally like the Misery build more. It feels more fun to me. Psychic Horror, I pretty much always take Psychic Horror. I just think it's way better. It's an extra stun. It's just super helpful. You can also use that as an interrupt if the mob is stunnable. I don't really care about the reduced time on silence. It's long enough that the 15-second is like mediocre. Mind Bomb is okay to me. I just don't like that it's a disorient. If it wasn't disorient, it'd be good. Auspicious Spirits is what I take here. So Auspicious Spirits, very good. Just 30% increased damage on your spirits, and they give you Insanity. Huge. Lots of damage. Psychic Link, I really don't see where Psychic Link will be that good, except for maybe like if you have a boss fight in Raid, where like there's two bosses, where you could just dot both of them up and then just Psychic Link, just keep Mind Blasting. You know what I'm saying? But besides that, I don't see that getting much play. Shadow Crash, I just don't like Shadow Crash, man. I don't like the way it feels. I feel like the damage is mediocre. Even with the change they did to make it to where it has a stacking damage increase, I don't like it. It's not fun. Damnation, this is going to be like a PvP talent more than likely, honestly. This right here is okay. Oh, it's okay. I think Mindbender is your go-to for AoE. It reduces the cooldown of your Shadow Fiend. Also, you know, every time the Mindbender attacks, it gives you Insanity, which just makes getting apparitions out super, super simple, you know? Void Torrent, I think, is going to be a single target. I have not tested this that much yet, but I do think Void Torrent's going to be the go-to on single target. Void Torrent refreshes the duration of your dots, which is huge. To top it all off, honestly, it does good damage for a 45-second cooldown. You know, 4,000 shadow damage, that's just extra damage. So, moving on to the last row, I think this last row is going to be the real tough choice for people, not including Surrender Madness. They tried to make Surrender Madness good. I don't think it's good. Ancient Madness. Void Form increases your critical strike chance by 30% for 15 seconds, reducing by 2% every second. I do think that is a good talent, where I do think Hungering Void is better. Hungering Void, I think, is gonna be the go-to, unless they change it again. Void Bolt causes the target to become vulnerable to the Void, causing them to take increased 10% damage from you for 6 seconds. This effect can only be active on one target at a time. Void Bolt cast on vulnerable targets will also extend the duration of your Void Form by 1 second. If your Void Form critically hits, your Void Form is extended by 2 seconds. So, pretty much, when you Void Form, the first one does nothing, but make them take extra damage. Every time you Void Form, or you Void Bolt after that, you are extending the duration of your Void Form, which is very good. Because now, you know, look at that, it's 20% increased damage plus the 10% extra he's taking. You know, you can just sit here and just, you know, that's huge, man. That's huge. Void Bolt also does good damage. You know, so that's what I think for Mythic Plus. Like I said, I think for single target, the only thing you'll be doing is switching to Void Torrent here. Besides that, I think these talents are probably going to be the go-to. The only one I think that is interchangeable is Searing Nightmare. Searing Nightmare is very good. It is very good. I just personally like the Misery build better. On that note, guys, like I said, I tried to keep it quick. It was my first guide ever. It's probably going to be horrible. I don't have editing software. I don't know how to edit. So I just tried to do this all in one take. And this is what it's going to look like. Take it easy. Peace.